Gracefully Grayson, Chapter 14. I stand huddled in the corner of the glass enclosure at the bus stop on Friday after school. Even though I can't stop thinking about whether Finn is going to cast me as Persephone, I'm glad that for 2 weeks I won't know. Everything feels hopeful and safe now, and I wish I could just stop time. I can't stand the thought of a crowd of anxious faces waiting to see the cast list on Finn's office door on Monday morning. The wind is whipping like crazy. Amelia joins me at the bus stop. I don't know what to say to her. I know I'll never be able to tell her how I really feel about her and Lila's matching skirts. What could I possibly say? I should have been the one wearing the same skirt as you? I take a deep breath. I'll just be nice to her, I think. Nice, but not too nice. She seems upset. Are you okay? I ask her. I'm so annoyed with Lila, she spits. She told Asher that I have a crush on him. Oh, do you? I don't mean to ask the question, but I do. I feel like I'm covered in a layer of ice that is starting to melt. I can practically feel it loosening around me. That's so not the point. Since when are friends supposed to do things like that to each other? It's so obnoxious. She looks down at the street for the bus. She probably just likes him too, I say, pulling my hat down farther over my ears. She glances at me. I don't like him. Okay. I mean, I guess he's kind of cute. I smile. I don't want to, but I can't help it. Amelia laughs a little as the bus pulls up. We get on together. As we sit side by side, it starts to feel like fall again. I can almost hear dry leaves crunching underneath our feet on the sidewalks in Lakeview, and for a minute I imagine the girls whispering at the lunch table again, but I force myself to stop. Are you going away for a break, I ask? No, I was supposed to go to Florida with my dad and stepmom, but at the last minute they had to cancel. I guess she has this work thing. Oh, I wonder how stupid it would be to give her a second chance. Do you have any other plans? Not really, she answers. Everyone's going somewhere. Yeah, I take a deep breath. We should go to Lakeview. Sure, she responds quickly, or actually we could go to this new thrift shop that my mom and I found in Wicker Park. It's kind of nicer, you know. I mean, it's not so grungy. It's cool. Okay, great, I say. So, do you want to go tomorrow? I think we took the 23. I have to ask my mom, but I can find out the schedule and call you later today. Call you later, okay? Great, I say again. That sounds good. The next morning I wake up to the sound of the wind whipping past my window. Outside, the ice on the lake is covered with fresh snow. A snowplow is making its way up the side street, but the sun is shining. It's already almost 9 o'clock, and the bus leaves at 9:45. I take a quick shower and walk through the sleepy house to the kitchen. Aunt Sally is sitting on the left seat in the family room. She's wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt and reading something on her laptop. The muted TV is turned to CNN. She pushes her reading glasses onto her head. Morning, Grayson, she says. Did you sleep well? Yeah, I say, glancing at the grandfather clock. You're taking a 9:45 bus? Yep. Okay, are you sure you don't want to take a cab from Wicker Park afterward and meet us at the planetarium? The timing would be perfect. Uncle Evan and I need a few more hours to organize the rest of your grandma's paperwork down in the basement, so we're not planning on getting there until 11:30 or so. Hearing Aunt Sally mention Grandma Alice makes me feel like leaving. No, it's okay. I'll just come back here when I'm done. I don't know how long I'll be anyway. Okay, well, will you call my cell if you change your mind? I nod. You know, Grayson, Uncle Evan and I were talking last night after you went to bed, she says. We're really glad you tried out for the play. Are you nervous? She smiles gently. Yes, I want to scream. I'm dying. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I guess 2 weeks is a long time to wait. It's almost cruel for him to make you kids wait all break. She smiles again, but something snaps in me. He's not doing it to be cruel, I say quickly. I'm sure he just wants to make a careful decision. He knows what he's doing, you know. And as soon as I say it, I wonder if it's true. Aunt Sally looks a little hurt. And I look up at the clock again. I feel bad for her, but I don't know what to say. I have to go, I tell her. I have to meet Amelia. Okay, have fun, she says, watching me carefully. I walk into the kitchen, grab a granola bar and a bottle of water from the pantry before I head out the door. The sidewalks in Wicker Park are covered in dirty snow. We get off the bus at the corner and I follow Amelia half a block down the street to the thrift shop. The displays in the windows are bright and trendy looking. We arrive just as a lady is unlocking the door from inside and turning the close sign to open. She holds the door for us. "Good morning," she says, smiling as we walk in and raising the blinds throughout the store. The countertops and tile floor glisten in the sunlight. Two other saleswomen greet us too. "Are you looking for anything particular?" one asks. She's dressed neatly in a red turtleneck sweater and her hair is wound into a tight black bun. "We're just browsing," Amelia answers expertly. She turns to me. "Our section is back here," and she grabs my arm and guides me to a second room that's empty, except for us. This store is definitely nicer than secondhand. There's a much better selection and it seems cheerful. I don't know why, because the secondhand is kind of gross, but for a minute, I miss it. Its familiar sloped wooden floors and musty mothball smell. I think of all the time I spent looking for clothes in the boys' section, shirts that were too long and especially radiant. I run my hands over the newer looking clothing on the racks. I find a deep purple sweater that looks like it will fit and hang it over my arm. I roam around the quiet room and stop next to another rack. I study the skirts in front of me and pull out a long one. Extra small, $15 is written on the tag. I hold it up close to my face. The fabric is thin and creamy yellow, and it looks like an antique. It's decorated with dainty embroidery, and around the bottom, tiny amber beads hang delicately from the lace ribbon. I run the palm of my hand beneath them and smile. It looks like something Persephone might wear. My mind wanders back to the deep burgundy curtains on the stage, the warm, thick air, and the smooth indentation of the gold letters on the script. The rhythm of the drum beat pounds distantly in my ears, and I drape the skirt over my arm on top of the purple sweater and walk into the dressing room. I hang the sweater on a hook on the wall. In the corner is a small stool covered in disgusting-looking green fabric. There's a rip on the surface where yellow foam pokes through. I put the skirt on the top of the tear and take off my pants. Amelia parts the curtains of the dressing room next to me. "Don't they have such a better selection?" she asks. I see her feet through the space below the thin divider that separates us. Her metal hangers clang on the hooks. "Definitely," I tell her. I shake my damp shoes off my feet. A ball of icy snow on the tan carpet soaks through my sock. I'm in a daze. It's like I'm somebody else. "My mom got an amazing dress here," Amelia says from her dressing room. I pull on the skirt and zip it up the side. It fits me perfectly. I take a step toward the mirror. The tiny beads tickle my ankles and make a gentle shaking sound, like 2 dice in a hand or raindrops. "Did you find anything good?" Amelia asks. I pull my socks off. "Yeah," I tell her absently. I turn to see how I look from the side. The dice knock together again softly, more raindrops, and my beating heart. I look up. The mirror seems as tall as a building, and I suddenly feel like someone is behind me, but I can see there's only the beige back wall of the dressing room. I turn around to be sure, but I'm all alone. I reach for the curtain. There's a bigger 3-way mirror on the wall next to the windows. All that exists now is me and the skirt, and I need to see how I look in the light. The carpet is damp beneath my bare feet, but I don't mind. I stand in front of the mirror and examine myself. My hair is getting long. I lift up my white t-shirt so I can see the top of the skirt. It rests perfectly against my stomach. The lace is completely magnificent, and suddenly Amelia's image joins mine in the mirror. Her old socks are bunched around her pale ankles. She's wearing a blue jean jacket over a pink t-shirt and a long flowery skirt. She's smiling. Her eyes glisten and dance. I don't breathe. She throws her head back and laughs. Her hair swings behind her. "Grayson, what are you doing? You're hilarious." I watch her eyes in the mirror as they travel down my body and up again, from the amber beads to my eyes. I keep my eyes fixed on the image of hers as, with her grin fading, she scans my body, looking for clues. Our eyes meet again in the mirror. Her face is suddenly serious. "Grayson," she whispers, "what are you doing?" She looks forward in the mirror toward the back of the store. I can hear the saleswoman in the distance. We stand side by side staring at each other, and she pushes her hair out of her face. "What are you doing?" she asks again. "Do you want people to think you're crazy?" I can't move. "Grayson," she whispers. I think of Lila's crimson skirt. That should have been my skirt. I turn and look at Amelia, at her wide eyes and pale, freckled skin. Her voice returns to its normal level, and she looks out the window. So I better get home, she says. There's a 10:30 or an 11 o'clock bus, but I told my mom we wouldn't be long, so I better head out. Okay, I tell her. I can barely feel my own mouth forming the words. She looks at her feet. So are you coming or are you staying longer? I'm coming. We change into our own clothes quickly. I leave the skirt in a heap on the dressing room floor and we walk outside into the freezing air. It's snowing again, and by the time we get on the bus, we sit next to each other looking ahead. My fingers and toes are freezing, but the back of my neck is on fire. I can't get the image of a cast list on Finn's office door out of my mind, and suddenly I can't bear the thought of getting the role. But when I think of not getting it, I can't bear the thought of that either. I wonder if I'm getting sick, and I rub a circle on the window. I need to see out, but it immediately fogs up, so I stare at the crackle blue seat cushion in front of me instead. We ride in silence, and I think about how loud the quiet is. I think about what it means. And finally the bus slows to a stop on Randolph. I'm desperate to get off, but I can barely bring myself to move. My legs ache and I know everything is over. Even if Finn doesn't cast me as Persephone, Amelia will tell the other girls. They'll be talking about me at lunch, about the boy who tried on a skirt, a beautiful, beautiful skirt. The gossip will spread down the lunch table like a disease, and nobody will ignore me again. I stumble off the bus and walk across Randolph. Snow blows down my collar. I picture it turning to steam on my burning neck.